Hello everyone, Namaste. I am Durga Poudel. I am going to present you today a recently completed Rotary International funded drinking water project in Tanahu, Nepal. Let me share slides of this project. The Rotary Chunder drinking water project, Tanahu, Nepal. I am representing here my other two co-presenters, Rotarian Arjun Real and Rotarian James Ham, Rotary Club of Honolulu Sunset, Hawaii, USA. In this presentation, I will talk briefly about Chunder village, project implementation, drinking water supply system that includes intake, water storage tank, automation of the pumping system, water purification and storage, water distribution system. Then I'll talk about project handover, WAS training, and project impacts. The Chunder village sits on a hilltop near the Mauli Bazaar, and this village has mainly the Magar community, and the households here have been spending at least 3 to 4 hours every day in collecting drinking water on their backs to support for their drinking water need, other household needs, and for livestock as well. And drinking water supply has become a real big issue for the village because many households out-migrated from the village because of the difficulties associated with drinking water supply. So this community had been talking about for many, many years on the possibilities of getting drinking water supply with various organizations. One of the sources for drinking water supply is here at the bottom of the hill, which can be pumped to a reservoir on the top, and then the drinking water can be supplied to the households living in this area. So with that in mind, a project was developed and submitted to Rotary International for funding with the support from Rotary Club of Honolulu Sunset, Hawaii, and in partnership with Rotary Club of the Mauli, Australia Research and Development Center, and Australia, USA. And this project was funded, and the project implementation team was formed, and the team members included the members from Rotary Club the Mauli, the members from Australia Research and Development Center, and representative from Rotary Club of Honolulu Sunset, Hawaii. And this project team met every 15 days virtually and discussed the issues related to project management and implementation. A contractor was found, Lucent Drop, Nepal, for the implementation of the construction of this project. And eventually the stone foundation ceremony was held on December 4, 2020. IPDG Rotarian Kiran Lal Shrestha was the chief guest of stone foundation ceremony, and many project associated personnel from Rotary Club the Mauli, local communities, and municipality offices, as well as Australia Research and Development Center, visited the construction sites very regularly to make sure that the construction work is going as expected. The drinking water supply system now started construction from the intake. So in intake, the water coming from Poudel is diverted through a canal here with a chamber, and then water goes to the intake reservoir here, which has a capacity of 10,000 liters. And in that reservoir, there is a lifting pump, which can lift 3,500 to 4,000 liter per hour to the storage tank sitting on the top of the hill. The storage tank on the top of the hill also required construction and was completed in a timely manner. And this facility got basically support from this existing ferrocement reservoir, which has a capacity of 20,000 liters. So this new construction, new facility constructed under the project utilize this existing ferrocement tank on the top of the hill. The intake to lifting pipe arrangement included several pressure release valve for the safety, as well as it included the cable line and the pipeline separated with sand and soil to keep the safety measures intact. And this intake, from the intake, almost 1,000 meter distance, there is a reservoir on the top of the hill. So the lift pump at the intake responds to the sensor that is floated in the storage tank on the top of the hill. And when the water level in the ferrocement tank goes approximately 30% empty, then the float sensor communicates with the pump below at the intake, and the pump starts pumping water to the storage tank on the top of the hill. To safeguard the automation process, there is a sensor in the intake. If the intake tank is dry, the sensor will communicate with the pump, telling that the pump will not run. And also, in this three-phase line, if any one of the line gets broken, then there is a MCB, multiple current board, which will trip up and the pump will not run. For example, if there is lightning. And on the pipeline from intake to the top uphill tank, as I said earlier, there are multiple chambers for pressure release. So with this safety system, water is pumped to the ferrocement tank up in the hill top. Then the water goes through 60 stages of water treatment, which includes 4 stages of purification and 2 layers of disinfection. The 4 stages of purification includes first the pressure filter for turbidity removal with automatic multi-port valve, and this one removes most of the turbidity. Then the water goes to the second treatment or purification, which is the first large cylinder with 5 units of cartridges there. This one, the large cylinder, and these are 5 micron pore size, 2.5 inch diameter, and 14 inch tall polypropylene cartridges, and they are in that cylinder, which removes all the particles that are equal to or larger than 5 micron diameter. Then the third stage is UF micron filtration, which is medical grade, and this one UF filtration system even blocks bacteria passing to the water, drinking water. After that, there is a post-carbon filtration and multiple cartridge filters. And this filter basically removes all the bad taste and odor and unwanted color from the final water. And this 4-stage purification system is supported with 2 layers of microbiological disinfection, ultraviolet disinfection, and ozone generator. So the post-carbon filtration is followed by the ultraviolet disinfection, where UV lamps are installed on each pipeline, 2 pipelines, and then these UVs disinfect the water. The ozone generator is the last in this treatment system, and the ozone generators are mounted on the wall of the pipes. So ozone goes to the contact with water and it splits to oxygen and nascent oxygen. The nascent oxygen acts as a disinfectant, and water is fully purified and disinfected at this stage. Then that water is distributed to 68 households and 1 elementary school. For this distribution, 5.2 kilometers of trenches were dug up and the pipes were buried. And to handle the flow of each tap with respect to elevation, there is a restrictor, flow restrictor or regulator installed in every tap, so that each tap will allow only 400 liters per hour of water delivery. Each tap has a water meter, so the users will pay according to the use of the amount of the usage of drinking water. So after this completion of the system installation, the project was handed over to the local community on September 30th on 2021. And the project handover ceremony, the chief guest was Mr. Rajiv Pokhrel, IPTG, Rotary District 3292, Nepal, Bhutan. The project was jointly inaugurated by Mr. Rajiv Pokhrel and Honorable Mayor of Vyas Municipality, Mr. Vaikuntha Neupane. As expected, The local communities were so excited and happy to have this water system inaugurated. The dignitaries from the community, nearby community, or from the region were present for inauguration. And Mr. Prakash Sharma from Luson, Nepal, who constructed this drinking water project, explained the system to the dignitaries, including the constituent assembly member, Mr. Ram Chandra Pokhrel, Mayor Vaikuntha Neupane, and other attendees. And Mr. Rajiv Pokhrel opened the tap with this drinking water, and as expected, it was a moment of happiness and thrill for the local community. So with the handover, there was a wash training organized in the community, and the local communities were trained for maintenance, handling of the system, as well as repair of some pipe cuttings, breakages, trench collapses, etc. And we're also educated on hygiene, sanitation, and water conservation. It was a historic breakthrough in Chunder community from this successful drinking water project. And these generations of hard work on fetching drinking water, spending hours every day, has ended now with individual taps provided to each household in the community. The project impacts are already showing. For example, this household has planted potatoes in their field using the wastewater from the household. This gentleman is so happy. He tells that our Chunder, in his own words, our Chunder became a heaven. We had to wake up in the night to fetch water. Another impact is at least 7 additional enrollments in the elementary school that is in the community also shows that having water in the community and in the school has positively impacted in school enrollment. The villagers who had left their ancestral homes are also considering to come back to this community. At least, according to Ganga Rana, at least 5 households that they had left this community are considering to migrate back. The local community is really very happy, and they celebrate their drinking water supply with music, songs, dances, and foods. So this is the project that the dreams of the Chunder community has become reality. And certainly Rotary Chunder Drinking Water Project is a great success, and it will obviously make a huge impact in that community. With this, we would like to acknowledge all the Rotary Club of Honolulu Sunset members, Rotary Club of Damoli, Rotary International, and Ostraja Research and Development Center, many volunteers, as well as special thank to Honorable Mayor, Mr. Vaikunta Neupane, as well as all the dignitaries who attended or visited the project at various occasions. Then we like to thank the supervision provided by Rotary Club, the Moli members throughout the construction of this project. And we would also like to express our sincere thanks to local communities in helping us in implementing this project so smoothly and providing project support when needed. So with this, I would like to thank you, and I hope you really enjoyed this success story of Rotary Chunder drinking water project. Thank you and namaste.